Hello everybody and welcome to week 6, where we will be dealing with the second part of the governance topic. We already mentioned in week 5 that public governance pays a lot of attention to how different organizations interact with stakeholders in order to achieve a higher level of desired results. In other words, desired outcomes for citizens and stakeholders. Therefore, in governance, the ways in which decisions are reached and the processes used by different stakeholders to interact with one another are also of major importance, whatever the output or outcomes achieved. Keeping this interaction with stakeholders in mind, it is then important in week 6 that we focus on the potential of citizen participation in governance to advance the different values of governance, namely effectiveness, legitimacy, and social justice. Our first learning objective will be to debate the different public governance challenges, as well as the phrase of putting the public back into governance. The first reading will guide us in thinking about participation by asking questions such as who participates, how do people communicate and make decisions when participating, and what influence do the public have over the resulting public decisions and actions. This reading also provides guidelines for practitioners to consider when engaging citizens. Even though organizations still, in some instances, follow a hierarchical organizational model when decisions are made, this static model is not always suitable when dealing with dynamic and complex situations in which quick response time is needed. This builds on what was discussed last week when we dealt with network governance and the transitions in governance. Therefore, our second learning outcome for the week will be to explain adaptive governance as a means to establish a stable, responsive government. The inability of governance to deal with adaptability is one of the reasons why the authors in your second reading of the week feel that innovations are sometimes performed outside an existing organization. Organizations are often too focused on running their day-to-day operations and do not necessarily have the mechanisms in place to react and adapt to disruptive changes. We are therefore going to read about the different characteristics of adaptive governance, which can be regarded as decentralized decision-making, efforts to mobilize internal and external capabilities, bottom-up and top-down decision-making, wider participation to spot and internalize development, and continuous adjustment to deal with uncertainty. We have seen in previous weeks that the governance discussion in the public sector is relatively recent, but it has been a debate in the private sector for some time, and therefore the focus on corporate governance in the third learning outcome. We'll be explaining the relevance of the King 4 report on corporate governance by exploring how the different corporate governance principles can promote ethical and effective leadership in public sector organizations and state-owned enterprises, which should achieve 4 outcomes. Firstly, ethical culture. Secondly, good performance, effective control, as well as legitimacy within the organization. This is the last outcome of the week and would then be a good introduction to the following 2 weeks, where we will be focusing on public sector ethics. Enjoy your week of learning and participation, and remember that we are always there to support you.